What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking back in on an old friend, actually. This is a title that I have not really looked into for probably the last, God, I don't even know. I hesitate to say how long it's been since we played the game last, but we're checking out Zed Zone today. That is what is on the docket. And so today you will dive on into a procedurally generated world full of zombies and things that want to kill you, and you will attempt to survive for as long as possible. And I have chosen to bring you along on that adventure. Welcome. If after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, it's currently in early access, it's currently patching, it's currently updating, it's still currently getting content. You can check that out down below in the description. Then, of course, on top of that, you can take a look down there to find my Twitch stream and my Discord, just in case you wanted to hang out on any given day of the week. I'll probably try to stream this game on the day that this video goes live, because people on Twitch always seem to enjoy a good survival game here and there. So maybe I'll bring them along for the journey that day. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But what is this game? What is the point of it? This is pretty much like Project Zomboid, but it's a little bit more shooty-centric. That's what I described it to people as the first time it went around the block. As I told people, I was like, look. If you like Project Zomboid and like the amount of things you can do in Project Zomboid and sort of the lonely sandboxiness of Project Zomboid, but you don't like the fact that you can't run around like, you know, Yosemite Sam, yeehawing and firing guns at everything that you see, this game might be for you, because you can run around and fire guns at everything you see in this game, but it's still got all that same survival and all those little activities you can do, like boiling off water, collecting food. It's got a DayZ-styled inventory, and so it'll scratch that itch a little bit. Interesting little title, I think, and so let's dive on in and play. For right now, I've just loaded into a brand new map with a brand new character. Yesterday I played for a couple of hours just to acclimate with how the whole game works and how the whole thing functions. Oh look, I've got a cloth head wrap that I can put on my head. A C battery flashlight. Okay. I'll probably put like flashlights and stuff like over there. Your different clothings have different pockets and stuff that you can put things inside of. Right now I've got like this big chunky air rifle. I've got to like charge it up. You can see the pressure meter right there on that side. And so let's get it all charged up so that we can fire our little slugs when we need to. But honestly, what I like to do first before I do anything else is I open up my little Stalker Gamma inventory here, and I try to decide where I want to go. We know that we have a supermarket over on this side. You can play with all of these objects enabled or disabled if you want. Totally, completely up to you. It looks like there's some kind of like electronics store over there. Looks like there's a vehicle and a generator down that way. Looks like there's some kind of like maybe tool shop and like a weapon shop down there. So there's little options to play around with just in case you wanted to go on through. In this game, you do get attribute points. It is an RPG. You do get attribute points. You do get like this kind of like genetic research that you're going to end up doing as you get further on into the game. I don't really like want to mess with the campfire. I think I'm good with that. Let's just head off down the road. Honestly, I think the best thing that we could probably secure first is going to be a supply of food. Like, we've got a couple of like sodas in our pockets right now, and that's going to hold us for a little while, but we need to like get off down the road and start looking for a little bit of drama and trouble. Now, we've got a small pack over here. Cloth bag right there. That's got a capacity of 10. This weighs a little bit more. I don't think the backpack is going to be inherently that useful. Yeah, we'll go ahead and chuck it then. Can I, like, disassemble it or anything? Doesn't look like I can disassemble it or whatever. Yeah, we'll probably just leave it there. That body didn't really have too much for us. Let's go ahead and check on over here. I love all this debris and detritus and stuff that floats around in this game while you're like actively moving around the map, like the leaves and the trash and the paper scraps and everything else. It's kind of what it like. I always bring it back to like what, you know, like when coronavirus was like first a thing and they like locked down the entire world, like that March of like 2020. The town where I live has like 150,000 people, and like it completely shut down. Like, people were like in full panic mode, bro. It was crazy. And like the streets were like empty all day, every day, and there was just like garbage and trash floating around. That's what it reminds me of. Starting my diary today. Good entry. Good entry. Solid entry. Glad I stopped to pick up your thoughts. It's nice to see that humanity, even in death, is deploying dumbassery that I still have to read in front of my face hole units. All right, so over on this side, let's see what we've got going on. We got a dead zombie on this side. We do have a jacket. In this game, you do have layered equipment. You can put on 4 layers of equipment on, like, your pants and on your torso. Everything will give you a different defensive value. And the enemy does have to, like, get through that in order to harm you. And there's going to be different zombies in this game that you want to keep an eye out for. You know, there's all the types that you've come to expect. The boomers, the spitters, the stuff like that. I guess I could put... I'm going to hold on to the mask, actually. I'm not going to equip it just yet. We'll unequip the mask. Oh, there's a zombie right there. Running around doing his zombie thing. We got some thick cloth trousers right there. Probably not a bad idea to throw that on. Your clothing does provide warmth as well. You will need to in the bottom... Oh, there he is. Oh, no, dude. My gun was not fully loaded. Oh, that one's speedy. Yeah, that one's got some wheels on him. There we go. We'll just keep pumping rounds into him until he dies, I guess. Anybody else want to mess around? I gotta pump this gun. To pump the gun, you gotta click into, like, pumping mode down there, and then you just gotta slam on the R key for hella long. I do like that they included air rifles in here, though, because I feel like something like an air-powered slug thrower that can, like, achieve 1 or 2 shots at, like, 9mm velocity would actually be super good for getting rid of zombies. That would actually be like a really effective weapon, especially given the fact that it would be a lot quieter than a normal firearm too. This is a parking area. We should probably check in here for a car that works. This guy right here is busted, so we probably don't want to mess with him none. We got a hat and we got a shotgun shell inside of there. That's good because I do actually possess a shotgun right now. So inside these cars, we have an opportunity to find, a method of forbearance. That's really a big thing, being able to get around. Just like finding... That guy doesn't have a helmet on. There are hit zones on the zombies, by the way. If you shoot a headshot, it's actively a headshot, unless they have a helmet on. And then there's cool little details, like when you shoot them, you'll see the bullet go, wa-tang, and like ricochet off their helmet a couple times until the helmet breaks. Some cool stuff there. I didn't really want to get inside that vehicle. I just wanted to look at it and see how tore up it is. Pretty tore up. It's not looking great. Nothing inside the hatchy. What about this little truck over here? What's this thing got going on? What you got for me? Inspect it. Okay, pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. The transmission's a little bit rough, and the fuel tank's a little bit rough. But this guy's got promise. This guy's got promise. The downside here is... Oh, hey, he's got a thermos in there. Nice. Cool. And then we've got a military uniform shoe. Okay. Yeah, I could throw those on real quick. They're better than the shoes that I currently have on, like my current iteration. Over here, we got another car. I'm hoping I can find a gas can or something in one of these cars. Iron wire. Right now, this is the equipment menu. This game does have individual body part damage, so you can get your leg chewed off or whatever else. It's got no fuel, unfortunately. So we do know that there's a good vehicle that is in good quality and ready to go, but we got to find a fuel can. And we got to not only find the fuel can, but we got to find the fuel too. A lot of things in this game are liftable. A lot of things in this game are searchable. We set off an alarm right there. I'm like kind of okay with it, just due to the fact that I got a water bottle out of it. Oh, he almost got me. Okay, never mind. I take back all my decisions. Shoot that zombie real quick. What you got going on over here? Pipe and a mutant tissue. Later on in the game, we can distill down those mutant tissues into these right here. These little mutagens. What these mutagens do is they allow you to level up and buy new skills and get stronger. And so actually, you don't get XP in this game, but you do get body parts off the zombies. And once you've got enough body parts, you can turn them into other things. And that's how it all tends to work out for your character advancement. This guy looks like it's an evacuation plan. I check these from time to time. Why did I just hear a door open? Somebody's fiddling with a door over here. Reload the gun. Oh, what is that thing? I think we should leave. I don't know what that is, but that, like, can't be good. There's trash blocking the front door, too. So in order to get inside, I would have to vault a window. Let me charge my pipe rifle real fast. Pump it! Pump it faster! I don't know what that thing is, but it looks cranky. I think that's one of the new mobs. Zombies down right there. I don't think he's dead. But it feels like there's a lot of wild stuff happening right now. Another zombie right there, all coated in chains and stuff. I can't really see very well, though. We only got, like... Oh, there you go. You saw that one right there. This guy's covered in metal. What that means for us is he's occasionally going to Ricky a bullet, so it may actually be better for us to get in there with the baseball bat and just do this old school. So there we go. We'll take him out with the baseball bat real fast. Fighting and combat in this game, it's not like super visually thrilling. So I can see what you're saying right now, where you're like, well, the game don't look like much. But it actually is. The game is pretty cool. And like when you're actually playing it, it feels pretty nice. We got another zombie right there. I don't even... Dude, this place is crawling. Jesus. Okay, there's a lot of zombies around is what I'm learning right here. Let's beat that one to death real fast. This guy's got riot gear on, so I definitely... I mean, it's going to be hard to kill him, but I definitely want to, because we'll be able to get that riot gear off of him. That zombie's now down. Hey, an oversized outdoor backpack. Love to see it. Okay, so put that inside of there, and then I wanted to open the inventory on that. And I don't want to keep all these backpacks. I don't care. Later on, I'll probably keep little backpacks and stuff. That way, I can sort of like sort very specific utilities into very specific areas. But for now, unimportant. Don't need it. Definitely worth killing that guy just for the backpack. And it looks like he's got a rope as well. I'll take that for the future. It's raining at the moment, so it's raining and it's 50 degrees outside. So we probably want to get indoors. That is a lot of mutant tissue right there. It's possible. That's like the most mutant tissue I've ever looted. We got that guy off the window, and he's got a 80% defense helmet. Very nice. Okay, throw that on my head. I'll definitely take an 80% defense helmet. We've got a little bit of cash right there. There are vendors all over the map in this game where you can buy stuff. At the beginning of the game, it's very, very customizable. You decide how dense the buildings are, how many traders there are, you know, what you have to worry about with zombies and things of that nature. Painkiller and a bandage. Good. That'll help out. I'll take it. It's about 6 or 7 degrees warmer in here, too. I don't actually know if I have a method to, like... It's getting kind of dark as well. I don't know if I have a method. Hey, AAA battery. Take that. And then over here, we got another bandage and a copper tube, I don't know if I need a copper tube, but I need to start collecting crafting stuff, because crafting is a huge part of this game. And so if you take a look, this is just the stuff that I can craft by hand right where I am doing right what I want to do. So this is all the stuff that I can craft for right now. I can get bows, I can get blue doses, I can get all of this stuff over here. However, there are more crafting recipes. You can build bases in this game. You can build power systems in this game. You can build, you know, beds and all that kind of stuff too, so that when you find a place that you actually want to bed down, you'll be good to go. Now, let's see if we can climb on out the window real quick. I mean, I suppose I could search the millipede. I still hear walking. It's getting a little bit dark, so let me do something about that. We may take a break, though, and we may make an edit up until nighttime is over. I do have a Smith & Wesson, or a Smith & Wesson, which is pretty cool. So what we need to do is I have a wide-angle flashlight over here, and it looks like it takes C-cell batteries. So I'll put those 2 batteries inside of there. We'll put that in our flashlight spot, and then I'll turn that on. And now you guys should be able to see a little bit better, which was always kind of the principal problem with filming anything for YouTube that takes place mostly at night. I'm going to wander a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to wander a little bit. I think I'll wander, and like what we need to pick up is we need to go pick up food from over here, and then we need to find a building that we can use as a central base of operations. I was hoping we pick up a car so that we could get over there faster. This game is very walk heavy. Not quite as walk heavy as DayZ, but still, I have this game on maximum residential density right now, and even playing on maximum residential density, I find that I spend large amounts of time just walking in between locations. Well, I found a cabin in the woods over here. It's got some zombies and whatnot outside of it, but it seemed like their heads came off easy enough. This guy, I don't know if he's seen us yet. We'll go ahead and beat him to death real fast. There we go. He's been beat to death. And we'll go ahead and search through here. We'll grab a little bit of money. We'll grab that. I don't know if I need a wrench. Apparently a wrench allows me to break open a door, though, so I guess it'll allow me to flock a door if I really need to. Oh, here we got a hammer, so that's pretty cool. We can also break a door with that. We're starting to accumulate a little toolkit here while we're wandering around in the open. Probably go in through a window just to see what we find here. Oh, there's a bed. Nice. We can sleep till morning. Let's do a quick sweep of the perimeter. We will kill off, like, everything that's in here. I can't even see that guy. And, like, I don't really want to push through either. Sir. There's a deer over there. I definitely need to kill some deer, too. Deer are important to kill in this game. They give you furs and hides and stuff that you can use. Like, a lot of the crafts in this game require furs and hides. Just sort of, like, interspersed. And so I find that killing every deer that I see whenever I get an opportunity to do so is usually a good idea. We're going to take a couple sips of water. You may have noticed down at the bottom left-hand corner, we've got a number of different meters that we need to babysit out here before we can factually be safe. Now, we've got a little bit of water. We're struggling a little bit on food, but I think I can scrounge up some food tomorrow. We also need to get a fire going. I think that's going to be an important thing for us. Let me check all of our doors real quick here. We're going to close everything off so that if anything comes for us, we'll hear them trying to get through the door and we can maybe hop out a window. We do have a rack over here, and it looks like it's got a stone pickaxe on it for all your Minecrafty needs. So there you go, with our stone pickaxe ready to go. We're covered on that side. This guy's got an imitation military, so they've got they've got that tact kek, or whatever they call it from Tarkov, where it's like that fake imitation fast MT. I remember, I didn't know they added that to the game when they added it on in. And so the first time I saw it, I was like, yo, this scav has a fast MT. Where'd he get that from? Let's go ahead and we'll rest for a little bit. Yeah, rest till daybreak. Fine by me. Always good to be well rested. We will be a little bit hungry when we get up, which kind of sucks. But on the plus side, this is not one of those games that makes you starve and die of thirst just from sleeping for one evening. And that's like an increasingly common thing in survival games that I've never understood. Like, I get they're trying to maintain the difficulty curve. A 5.56 magazine. It's got 20 rounds in it, too. Well, if we find a 5.56 around, that'll be good. Guns aren't crazy common in this game. So, like, guns in this game are reasonably common, depending on the server settings you go with. But they tend to be kind of, like, realistic, I guess, at least with the settings that I play on. What I mean by that is you tend to find guns in this game in places where you would actually find guns. So inside, like, a residential house, I'll probably find, like, pistols or, like, a shotgun or something like that. But it's pretty unlikely that you're going to find, like, an Uzi or something like that inside somebody's random house. You're going to have to go to military sites and stuff with my current settings in order to find, like, cooler guns than, like, pistols and, like, rifles, like hunting rifles. Like, I could definitely find something like a bolt action, like a Remington 700. That'd be super easy to find on this map. We just got to go to a lot more houses. But finding something like an M4 or like an HK416 is probably not going to happen unless I go to like a military base or like a cop shop or something like that. This place actually has a decent amount of meds. I'm pretty pleased with that. This over here for the TV stand. Search this guy right here. Looks like he's got a bomber jacket, 35 and thermal. I think I'll get rid of the cape. And I'll just wear a normal jacket for now. We'll disassemble the cape. Oh, that uses up a different layer then. Never mind. 35 and 10 speed minus 1%. Okay. We'll just disassemble it for the cloth then. so that we can come up with some crafting menus and things that we want to do around here. I do need to make a fire tool, so we're going to need to chop down a tree. It's going to be pretty easy. Not really too much around here that I'm super seeing. Well, if I had a Leatherman, I can make my own 25 caliber pellets for this gun. That's nice. Would definitely consider that. We're a little bit low on pressure, so before we go back on out to the greater world, we gotta pump it real good. Pump it! I want to see, dude, pretend like Cotton Eye Joe is playing on the radio right now, and pump that arm, chat. There you go. Alright, we're all reloaded. Let's take a look at our map and figure out where it is that we want to go to. Looks like if we just head straight east, we will be at the supermarket, and we can do a little bit of shopping. So let's do that. The supermarket has a decent chance of having something like a Leatherman or a number of tools that'll be helpful for our crafting too. So there's our supermarket. Now we just got to find our point of access. We're pretty hungry right now, so I'm willing to kind of get in here aggressively. I think that's the door to the supermarket. Hopefully there's no alarm or anything on it. But we pretty much just have to filter through this place and figure out what we want to take home with us. So we've got Lapua Magnum cartridges over here, which is kind of crazy. Don't know what those are doing at a supermarket. But hey, let's just consider that we're like in Kentucky or something. Let's just hope that that's the explanation. School bags and things. I'm going to look around. We got a gas can right there. We still do have that car that we can go back to. There's our first little soda can right there. So that'll be nice to have. Lots of canteens and stuff, but I'm actually looking for, like, very specific things. Things, for example, like that can of Spam. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Hawaiianness, activate, bro. I can get down on some Spam. I'll make you some Spam Saimin. I'll make you some Spam Musubi, dude. We'll be all over that stuff. Let's see here. We got a canteen, water. We got another bullet over here. I always try to pick up bullets whenever I see them because, like, ammo is not that common around. We've got what looks like a machete over here. Be kind of cool. What's the attack damage on my baseball bat? I'd be willing to consider a machete. Plus, it's just a useful tool to have around. With this stuff over here, so we find clothing and whatnot, we're going to want to disassemble that as much as possible so that we end up with little puffs of cotton and we end up with little puffs of cloth as well. The reason we want those is because we can build our own sleeping bag that we can carry around with us and deploy later on. I'm still not seeing what I came here for, though, which was largely like tools and Leathermans and stuff like that. This guy's got a Spam can, but I'm having trouble finding the loot spot for it. There we go. Give me that Spam can right there. It's probably, I'm going to actually eat that right now. Go ahead and knock out that Spam real quick. Fill up that health meter. Apparently, Spam also helps with your hydration. I learned a new fact here today. Apparently, a giant meat brick that's almost entirely sodium makes you less thirsty. That's what I learned. God, it's such a great time to live in the future. Hey, and there's the money item. That's why we came over here. That's exactly what we were looking for. All right, so we've got a Leatherman tool now. This is kind of like huge inside the context of this game. Until you have a Leatherman, so like a Leatherman supplies you with a lot of things you can't do. The Leatherman, it removes the need for matches to start fires. The Leatherman will allow you to do a bunch of different crafts. Like a whole bunch of things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise just with item crafting. And so while I was kind of coming through this place and trying to find every goodie that I could possibly get my hands on, just loot the hell out of this place, there is like Rockstar loot that I was looking for. And that Rockstar loot is a Leatherman. There's something in here. I don't know where it's at, but it's like over in a corner or something, dude. I can hear him just like rattling around. I think that pot right there is valuable too. I think we need that. I think we need a cooking pot or like a receptacle for boiling water. And so that'll fix another problem for us. All in all, pretty good shopping trip. I think I've gone through just about everything and picked up all the stuff that I wanted. Like the stuff that is immediately pertinent. So things like picking up bullets, things like picking up the Leatherman. I picked up all the batteries that were available so that I have like a big supply of batteries ready to go. Did I leave my flashlight on? I guess it automatically turns off your flashlight. We do have a cop car over here. Might be something good in there. Nothing inside the cop car, but you always got to be wary when you go through these vehicles that there may be an alarm, and that alarm could be a big, big problem for you. I think I've picked up everything I need to survive for like the next 5 or 6 days. And so I think we're in pretty solid shape. I think I'll enjoy myself a Sierra Mist, not a Starry. Oh, that didn't really help my meter out that much, did it? Okay, so boiling water appears like it's going to be a much bigger player in this whole thing than originally anticipated. But we've got our meters babysat. Now we just got to kind of decide what we want to do. So there's another supermarket down there. My thinking would be... What's that red circle? I don't know what that red circle is. My thinking is we go back down the road. We establish this as like a permanent base of operations. This large building right here. It's got a big flooring footprint, and it's got lots of space to work with. And so I'll probably make this my home base for like all my water catchments and stuff like that. And then we'll probably make a gun shop run to see what we can get our hands on. All right, so there's a number of things we're going to need here if we wanted to really put together like a survival place for us to hang out with. We're going to need a campfire. We're going to need a cooking pot. That's just going to be something unavoidable. We're also going to need a workbench to get started because we're not really going to be able to build much until we have those things. Storage boxes would probably be a good idea with labels so that we can set up for the future. We already have ourselves a bed inside this place, which is a big come up because it honestly takes a little bit of farming to build a bed. Like, it can be an issue sleeping on the floor and whatnot over time before you get your bed built. And so I'm glad we've got this place sorted out. For now, I would say maybe we go for like smaller trees and see if maybe we can pick ourselves up like some twigs or something. I don't know. I don't have an axe because I chose not to start with it. I started with, I think, a baseball bat instead because I'm crazy like that. Wow, that's really messing up my machete. Feels bad. All right, well, we got all the wood in the world now. The next thing we need to concern ourselves with is like rocks. And there's our first big rock. Luckily, we picked up that pickaxe. So I should be able to take this guy apart no problem and get all the goodies off of it. Come on. Oh, I'm exhausted, dude. I got no stamina left. Okay, I see what's going wrong here. Strangely enough, I can lift this giant rock, and yes, all of those are mineable. So there'll be like copper nodes and iron nodes and all kinds of stuff over the map. This is one of those games where you can really, truly kind of play however you want, depending on the difficulty settings that you decide to put inside the game. That gave us a number of rocks. What I needed to do is I needed to make a simple rock hammer. And in order to do that, I think this game has that stacking system where I got to put the materials in there. Then I got to put the rock inside of there. And then I got to put the rope inside of there. And then we craft. Voila! And now we have our hammer, so that we can put together our workbench. That still only leaves us with 3 stones. I'm going to need 4 to make a campfire. So we're going to need to find another stone node to bust up here, but it is getting quite dark. And so, like, threats are going to be growing. We probably don't want to go too wild and crazy with being out here at night, but that's the way it goes. There we go. Give me all them rocks. All right, we got all the rocks that we need. Let's head back home. And just like that, we're back at home and taking a nap. I'm just trying to knock out all the basics so that we can actually like show you guys what we can do around here. So as far as building goes, I'm pretty sure I have all of these things. Or not. Or maybe it just won't work and then I'll cry myself to sleep. What am I missing? So I've got a stone hammer, 2 rocks, and 8 wood. Oh, I hit cancel. That's why. It's because I'm bad at my job. There we go. Start the build. There you go. And now we have a workbench. And the workbench will allow us to do even more things. That's right. This game has a tech tree. You go up it. You learn how to craft things. You can make grappling hooks and explosive mines and spears and bombs. And there are smelters, and there's all kinds of different things you put together in this game in order to survive. If you wonder what the skill tree looks like, this is what the skill tree looks like. Every single thing on in here is like a passive perk or like a tech tree thing that you can learn. You just got to have enough of the items. So in the case of technology, you got to have a bunch of items so that you know the innovation that you're going to need in order to build something up. Or you need to have the mutagens, because with the mutagens, you're actively using the zombie virus to make yourself stronger and, like, mutate and get, like, Wolverine regeneration and stuff like that. Cool game, man. If you're into giant battle mechs that take up half the screen, that's right, there's giant, like, kill mechs that walk around that are actually kind of an issue. If you're into zombies, if you are into giant caterpillar crawler monsters, those are all things that exist inside the confines of this game. I think this is a pretty fun title. If you're kind of like burned out on Project Zomboid and you want to play a game that lets you cowboy up a little bit more than Zomboid does without like an 80-hour runway to that cowboying up, this is definitely feels to me like a more action-oriented game that is still focused, at least on some level, at having like a hardcore survival experience where you're gonna like, you know, have to scrounge for things and put things together. I found it a little bit easy to survive in the time that I played before I recorded this video. Like, sometimes I feel like the game is going a little bit easy on me, but that's once again completely and totally my fault, because I could just go into the options when I make a game, and I could have made it harder, you know what I mean? So if there's like 5 times as many zombies or whatever else. Cool game, Zed Zone. It's still getting updates. It's still getting new additions. It's still getting new things. If you're into zombie apocalypse survival RPGs, I think you can do a whole lot worse with a whole lot of other games. But Zed Zone's pretty rad. Like, the further you get into it, the more fun you can have with it, with all the little random things that can happen and whatnot. That all being out of the way, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what is worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day, so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with a title called Zed Zone, where I'm actively blasting amorphous zombie blobs into even further blob-like shape. Ooh, a mutant heart. Nice. I like mutant hearts. Mutant hearts are good for me. They taste good going down my gullet. Grab that right there. And, dude, I think we're about ready to head on up the tech tree at this junction. I will see you all later. Thank you for hanging out. I will be streaming this game on the day that the video goes live on Twitch TV. That link is down below. And up until then, it's time for me to go. Bye, folks. Take care.